In the repair shop today, Brenton's at the sharp end repairing an antique military helmet.
I'm going to take this spike off here because that will stop me poking my eye out.
Which proves equally challenging when Suzie gets involved.
I'm a little bit concerned that I might not be getting this right.
And there's a last-ditch rescue attempt by Kirsten.
Charlotte's brought this here in the nick of time. It's just so fragile.
But first, Margaret Briers from Yorkshire, with a box containing memories of a remarkable man. She's looking to electronics wizard Mark Stuckey to bring his legacy back to life.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine.
I'm Jay.
I'm Margaret.
All right,
Pleased
Margaret.
to meet you, Jay.
I'm Mark. Nice
Hello,
to see you.
Margaret.
So let's have a look what we've got in the box now.
This is an old gramophone that my granddad made
Wow.
Okay.
many, many years ago.
Your grandfather made this?
Yes, yes. It'd be the late 1800s.
Was he an engineer or something?
No. He started as a pattern weaver in the mill.
A pattern weaver made this?
Yes, that's minor to what he's made. Later in life, he made his own electricity.
No way, really? How did he do that?
It took power from the stream. The dam's up here and the stream's down there.
Yeah.
So he utilised that and piped it down and built a dynamo. And it made the power which he took across to the cottage.
What year was this then?
1900 and probably 10.
What was your grandfather's name?
Harry Bates.
Harry Bates.
He even motorised my grandma's mangle. They argued who was going to turn the mangle on wash day.
Right.
So he got cross and he made a motor to drive the mangle.
No way. He's clever, isn't he? Hey.
Well, he was wonderful, very loving, and he was a knackler.
What's a knackler?
A knackler will have a go at anything, really. He can do electric things, he can do engineering things, he can do...
I think we got a knackler. He's over there.
Yeah, Steve's a knackler.
Yeah, he's a knackler,
Yes.
isn't he? All right, cool.
He was a brilliant man. He was lovely as well, but he was 75 when I was born, so I didn't see him long.
So this has got fantastic memories for you.
Oh, yes, it has, yes. But I'd given it to an electrician to try to get it mended, so he got it in bits and couldn't do anything with it. So I've had it handed back.
Do we know for sure that everything which was originally there is still present?
We need a horn, but I haven't got that.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's all
that's good.
missing, so I did check.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm hoping I can hear some music on this, please.
So have you ever heard this played, though?
I've seen it working and moving, and my father put a funnel on the end of it just to try to get some sound, but it wasn't any good.
So if we can get all these bits of parts and put it all back together and it's playing sweetly, would be really nice for you, would it? Bring back happy memories.
Yes, it will.
Have you ever been tempted to follow in your grandfather's footsteps?
Oh, desperately, yes, I always wanted to do. And when it was time to leave school, I said, I'm going to be an engineer, Dad, and he says, oh, no, the girls don't do things like that. So I wasn't allowed. But if I'd have been born today, I could have.
Yeah, you could have.
Girls do it now, and it's so wonderful that they get the opportunity.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Margaret, I can't thank you enough for bringing this in.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Absolutely brilliant.
And thank you,
Fascinating
Mark.
story.
Please do your best. I'd
I'll
love
do
to
my
see it
best.
go. I'll let you listen to it.
I'll have a dance.
Yes.
Oh. You take care now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
To get the gramophone repaired would be a great mark of respect to my grandfather. He was way ahead of his time, and I feel more comfortable now that I think it's going to be mended. It'll be able to be heard, and I've never heard it play records before.
What a grandfather to have, eh?
Fantastic story as well. And it makes you feel really proud to bring it back to life again for her.
Well, saying that, what are you going to do?
It's quite a job because we've got to make sure there's no real problems with any of the parts, you know, like the motor, we've got to test that first.
Okay.
Because that's the heart. If that don't work, it ain't going anywhere.
No, it ain't working.
One of the issues we've got is that we're missing one of the major parts, the horn.
You could do that, can't you?
No, I've got enough to do, but no. But apart from anything else, no, you need somebody who actually could do something like this, you know, in the timescale we need.
All right, let's get it to your bench, and I'll have a word with Dom about the horn on there.
Exactly.
Is that right?
That sounds perfect.
All right, cool.
Thank you. I'm now looking at Margaret's sort of components of a gramophone, and there's three main elements to that. We have the reproducer, which is this little device here. You have the needle, which is obviously goes into the groove of the record. That takes the vibrations or the cut of the record. It moves this little diaphragm, and that then goes in and out, creating air. That air goes through the tube to the horn, which makes it, in fact, louder. And thirdly and finally, we have the motor. Now, the motor fundamentally is important because if that doesn't turn, nothing's going to happen. So I need to check to see if the motor is working. And to do that, we do a continuity test, just literally allowing the circuit to have a voltage run through it, the current, and it should flow from the beginning all the way through to the end. And I do that by touching the wires. There we go. That tells me with confidence that the actual motor, it is functionable. So first stage, satisfactory.
Next visitor to the workshop is Charlotte Hughes from Yorkshire. She's hoping ceramics expert Kirsten Ramsay can help her make up for an innocent but upsetting mistake.
That's a nice smile. How you doing? I'm Jay.
Charlotte, nice to meet you.
Charlotte.
I'm Kirsten.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So a nice smile and a nice box. What's in the box?
This is my mum's piggy bank from when she was a little girl.
Okay.
Oh.
No, that is sweet.
My mum was born over in India. My granddad was shipped over there to do some work for an engineering company. And then my granddad's company offered to pay for my uncle's education because he was a boy, and they wouldn't pay for my mum, so my gran packed up and shipped her off home back to Rochdale, which is where we're from. My great-grandmother bought her this as like a welcome home, settle-in present sort of thing.
Sweet.
So yeah, for her it sort of marks the beginning of her childhood, I suppose.
How long has it been broken then?
When I was about 8 or 9, I was playing catch with my brother with a marble ball, like a big marble ball, and my brother failed to catch the ball and it shattered and it hit the side of the face of the pig. Oh. So it's not great.
What did Mum do with it?
Well, she found as many pieces of it as she could do, and then she super glued as much as she could find back together.
Oh, your poor mum.
And then what did she do with it after then? Was it?
She put it on a very high place that I couldn't reach. It's been there ever since.
What would you like me to do, sort of work-wise?
I suppose if you could fill in the giant hole in the cheek. And I don't know if there's anything you could do about the cracks, because there are loads and they're all over the body.
Yeah.
Anything you could do with that, that'd be amazing.
What happened to the cork? Did that just...
That I'm unaware of. There's also obviously the 4 pads that would have been on the paw, so to speak. They're also gone. Now, we don't know where those are.
So why do you want to get it repaired now then?
Well, I know it's like a small item, but it does mean a lot to me and my mum, and especially because it's such a big part of her childhood and it was a memory of her grandma. It'd just be nice to have that restored. She'll love it.
Well, Charlotte, thank you for bringing it
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Lovely
very
to
much.
meet you.
And
Yes.
you, thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
I think my mum will be really excited to have it mended properly. It means a lot to her. I know I upset her quite a lot when I broke it, so I think it'd be nice for her to have it sort of come full circle.
That is cute.
Very, very sweet, isn't it?
So, what you got to do?
I'm going to actually have to undo this old repair. That's my first stage. Her mum sort of actually stuck those little pieces in there with super glue, so
That's not good.
that's always a bit of a tricky one, actually.
And also, it was making a noise. As she put it down, it was making like a hollow sound.
You noticed?
Yeah, why is that?
So that's because it's got these running cracks where it's had the impact. They're running sort of all the way round and also round the back. It's actually broken, but it hasn't broken away. So what I'd really like to do is stabilise all of these cracks so
Right.
that they're not going to get any worse.
Yeah.
These little pads are missing, she mentioned, and also the cork that stops the money from falling out.
So you ain't got much work then, have you? I could get another job in there.
No.
I'm only joking with you.
Yeah.
So I'll get the pads ordered and also the cork.
Fantastic.
Is that all
Thanks,
right?
Jay. Yeah, lovely.
No problem.
Cheers. I think, actually, to be honest, Charlotte's brought this here in the nick of time. It's just so fragile. It's a bit of a shame it's been broken across the face, but I'm going to see if I can actually take this apart. I'm going to use my trick with some tin foil and paint stripper. just going to wrap my Piggy up in foil now. That paint stripper will actually start to work on the old adhesive and break it down. And hopefully when I open it up, the chemicals will have worked their magic.
Having checked the gramophone's motor, Mark turns to briefing Dom on the design requirements for the missing horn.
So it's going to come up here.
It's going to come up here before it really comes out properly. You want the whole thing to resonate. In the material-wise, really could be reflective down to what you would prefer to do. It could be papier-mâché, it could be tin. Diameter-wise, I would say no more than about 10 to 12 inches.
That would be great. We could make a really nice curved little horn. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, thanks for your help. Got a few little things to do with the motor. I need to adjust the spring tension so that it will run smoothly. As you can see here, that as I let go, that literally that little brush is meant to snap back. One of the springs is a bit weak. The result of that is you'll get sparking. See that little blue flashing? So every time you're seeing that blue spark, you've got a high voltage firing back, and that's eventually burning. And again, eventually it would cause it to break down. Now there's the actual spring itself, and it's a little bit poor, but we've got to go very delicately. Remember, this is very old, and it survived all this time, and I don't want it to suddenly finish today. I think maybe a part has broken off here. So what I've got to try to do is just get the screwdriver in, and what I'm going to do is enlarge the spring a little bit, which will in fact give it a bit more tension. It's going to be one of those fiddly ones. Fudge. Try to hold it in place at the same time. Done. See, now it flicks lovely straight in. So the next thing is a few more wires I will have to replace because these are nearly 100 years old, so it's best to do that while I've got the opportunity to do so.
In the outdoor workshop, Dom is creating the mould for the horn that will eventually bring the gramophone back to life.
So when I think of gramophones, the first thing I think about is a big, elaborate brass curved horn. But it would be completely wrong for this gramophone. I think it would never have had such a big horn like that. And it doesn't fit with the homemade nature of this piece. A lot of gramophones had papier-mâché horns, and I just think that fits so perfectly. It would have been achievable, glued, newspaper, like normal things that you would have had around the house. It's really simple now. I can just draw around this shape, so I can use that as my sort of form for the papier-mâché.
The motor's now ready to be sort of fitted. So first of all, I've got to find the appropriate holes. There are quite a few holes drilled in this because I think it was a bit of trial and error at the time. Yeah, right, that's it. You know you want to, really. There we go. Bullseye. Next thing then is this. This is, of course, where the actual 78 itself will end up sitting. And this flywheel here, that actually connects to the shaft of the motor, and that's what turns the deck at the top here. The motor here at the moment is a little bit loose, and I've got to find a way of getting it into position so there's not too much pressure against the wheel. I'll turn it on for a minute, and then just connect that to see where I've got to go. If it's too tight, we're going to get a large amount of localised vibration and noise. There is still a little bit of work to go to finally balance the motor against the actual drive, so we've got a fully functioning deck.
Having gone to some lengths to remove old superglue from the piggy bank, Kirsten's temporarily got stuck into a different job, giving Dom a hand moulding the papier-mâché horn.
It's quite a sort of magical transformation, I think, from something that's like that, that's like it's going to be really floppy and gooey, to actually a rigid form that sound is going to come out of.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
how amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
This process goes back hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah. I suppose actually it's something that everyone kind of would have had access to, and it's sort of that thing of like make, do and mend, really, isn't it?
This would be a nightmare on my own, wouldn't it? Imagine.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you'd get in such a state.
Yeah, like I'm not.
OK, Dom, I think we need to let this dry off.
Hopefully it dries quickly so we can get the next layer on.
Yeah,
Thank you
nice
so
one.
much for your help.
It's been a great pleasure.
Right, let's go and wash these quick.
Next at the repair shop are Teresa Oates and her partner Ron from Sheffield. Teresa wants silversmith Brenton West to restore an antique and help someone very dear to her.
Hello, how are we doing?
OK, thank you.
So I got.
It's a Prussian helmet that my dad got when he was in the army.
Is this a cover? Can we take the cover off, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's grand.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
It's from the First World War. The Prussian generals wore them. My dad found it when he was in Germany in the Second World War. He went into an house to clear it with the rest of the soldiers that he was with.
This is what you found in the house?
Yeah.
So why is this important to you and your family?
It reminds us of what Dad did as a D-Day veteran.
Right.
And he was 16 when he joined up in the army.
Right.
And it just reminds us of what he forfeited for his country and for us.
Yeah.
For
everybody.
He was shot in the leg twice.
Oh.
So I always remember him telling us about friends that he's seen that have been next to him and they've been shot.
Yeah.
Listening to his experiences, it made me cry because I just thought, from a 16-year-old boy, it's like...
Yeah, he hadn't really lived a lot, is it? And straight into war.
No.
Yeah. So, is this the kind of state it was in as long as you've known it? Has it always been like this? Because there would be a strap here, wouldn't there?
I think the straps broke off.
So is this the strap here?
Bit by bit, the strap, but that's all we've got of it. And I think it's just got rustier.
Yeah.
All these days. It's in a sorry state.
So why do you want to get it repaired now, then?
For my dad, he's in a nursing home, he's got dementia.
OK.
So he'd love to see it, how it used to look.
Yeah.
How it should look in all its glory.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it for my dad.
OK. We will. OK.
Yeah.
Teresa, thank you for bringing it home.
Thank you.
OK?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I'm really excited to see what Brenton can do with the helmet. My dad went to war and he fought for the country, and it's sad that he's got dementia. I'm hoping when my dad sees the helmet it refreshes his memory a little bit.
Now, this is beautiful.
It's lovely.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
Only on the telly and the films and things, not in real life. It's real craftsmanship, and even though it's damaged, it's in amazing condition.
Yeah. So what's wrong with it, then?
It's rusty.
Yeah.
Very rusty. The brass work is dull, and that should be gleaming.
OK.
So that needs a really good polish and clean up.
Right.
And the chin strap is broken. That's not my department.
That's definitely a Suzie.
Yeah.
Suzie, do you mind coming over? How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good. Oh, wow.
So this is
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is nice.
So this leather strap's broken up.
Yeah.
OK.
And also that one, that's just about to fall off in your hand.
Yeah, I can see that. OK. Would there not be like a leather skull cap in there as
You
well?
tell us that.
See, that's why you needed to come
That's
over.
why you... Right, so that would be a bit hard.
There's a little bit more work needed than
Okay. So it needs a leather skull cap.
leather skull
A
cap.
leather skull cap.
And a chin strap.
I knew that.
Okay. I think it'd be really helpful if you could take off the metalwork.
Yep.
Then I'll know how to back the leather onto the chin strap.
That sounds like a plan. You guys just let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
All right. Brilliant. Thanks.
When these are being worn, I think they're worn sort of ceremonially rather than in battle. The strap tends to be over the top of the brim there. So we're going to be putting this back together like that. I've got to make some new scales for the strap because some of these are missing. And I've got to work out how many of those I've got to make, and they get smaller and smaller, so they've all got to be different. So there's lots of work to do. But the first thing I've got to do is to disassemble the helmet. I'm going to take this spike off because that will stop that getting damaged and stop me poking my eye out. Wow. Now, I wouldn't expect that to have been so shiny under there. This is going to look sort of really, really bright and look amazing when it's done.
This is the moment of truth.
Back at her ceramics bench, Kirsten is hoping the paint stripper she applied to the piggy bank has dissolved the old superglue.
So this is looking promising. Oh, okay, that is actually moving. That has come off beautifully. We'll just see what's going on with this bit. The temptation is just to sort of force it, and you can't do that. There's always sort of a danger that actually the edges could break or crumble. We'll just see if I can encourage it, shall we say. That's a result. Brilliant. So I'm now going to start to clean the break edges. Some lovely sort of clean edges now, and I've got these ready to sort of slot back in, and I'm hoping that they're going to fit a little bit better than when Charlotte's mum stuck them originally. So I'm going to be using an adhesive that's suitable for an earthenware. That's gone together quite nicely. My other sort of real concern with this piece is all these like little hairline cracks that are pretty much running all over it. What I'm planning to do is to use a consolidant, which is actually the same adhesive that I've used on the face, and I've added some acetone to it so it's kind of more liquid and more runny. I'm just painting this along the cracks. Once the consolidant has gone in and has dried, then this piece should be completely stable again. When it's tapped or put down on a surface, it should have that ring once again. It should sound whole. It's all sounding pretty stable now.
The pig's structurally intact, but next she needs the expertise of wood restorer Will Kirk.
Will, can you come and save my bacon, please?
Oh, look at the little nose, little cheeks and everything else.
It's like it's teething, isn't it? It's rather sweet, isn't it? I've been trying to find a cork that fits.
Right.
And I've got the perfect one here. However, would you be able to cut that down for me?
I think I can do that. I'll take that. I'll leave you with them.
And off you trot.
Oh, my God. See you in a bit.
As Will cuts the cork stopper down to size,
That. And I'm going to slowly start sawing away.
Kirsten repairs the gaping hole in the piggy bank's cheek.
This is a really nice acrylic filler which can be sanded back, and you get a very nice smooth, flat, even surface to retouch on. It's looking better already. I'm just going to let that dry now, and then I can get on to the painting.
The restoration of the 100-year-old gramophone is nearing completion. Having calibrated the turntable, Mark is ensuring the wood and metal look their best. While Kirsten pops to the outdoor workshop in case Dom needs a hand with the papier-mâché horn.
I was wondering how it's going.
It's going well, yeah. I need to get the mould out the inside. I'm going to have to cut either back here or under there.
It's going to be a bit hairy, isn't it?
I know. I'm a bit anxious about doing it.
Have courage, Dom.
It's got to be done. So.
You're normally so confident, Dom. I'm sensing a slight terror.
There's a bit. All right, we've done it. There we go. Oh, that's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I won't take it out quickly. That's the one.
Brilliant.
I think that's going to be absolutely fine. Well done. I think that's really, really worked nicely. Yeah, nice job, Dom.
After sealing the cut and applying a coat of varnish, the handcrafted horn is the perfect match for the homemade gramophone. Built by Margaret's grandfather, the device had been silent for decades when she brought it to the barn. Now she has returned to see if Mark has managed to restore its voice.
This is something I've really cherished a long time. I'm excited, very, very excited. I've never seen it actually play properly at all.
Hello, Margaret. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
You too.
Very excited.
Yes, it is.
We've got something special to show you in a minute.
It looks like it. Yeah. I'd like to see it for my grandfather's sake.
Indeed.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Must bring back some memories.
Yeah.
I think we should take you out of misery now.
Yeah,
and,
let's do it.
Oh,
let's see if
lovely.
we can lift this up slowly for you. And
Slowly.
Let's see what we've got to show you.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's lovely. Now, and have you made this horn? Oh, that's
This gentleman did.
Have you? That's fantastic. Is it papier-mâché? So it won't have that tinny sound.
No, exactly. And we sort of felt this is probably in scale to what it would have been.
That's lovely. Isn't it fantastic? Yeah, I think this is great. I really do. I'd never have thought of making it out of papier-mâché. I brought along something I'd just like to have a look through, just for my granddad's sake, really. He always used to be in his own workshop, and as a little girl, I'd peep in and have a look at him. And he used to put his glasses on, and he used to look at me, and I used to laugh. So I'm looking, Grandad, now to show you. This is what it sees through his glasses.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. And have you got this bit to work?
Well,
That's the big question.
We're going to show you what I think we should do, actually. If we just lift that off for a second, and there's a little switch there. If you like just to turn it.
Oh. Oh, it's going fast, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Is it how you remember
That's lovely,
it?
Is it nice to hear?
Yeah, that's great, that. And it'll go in the hole, will that? It'll go in okay where it belongs. That's lovely.
How we're hearing it today is exactly how your grandfather would have heard it in his time.
He'd be really proud, very proud. He liked to give pleasure to everybody. That was his highlight.
He was quite a person.
Yes, he was, and I want to keep his life alive. That's been wonderful. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Oh, I want to play the records we've got and hear the music they had.
Have you heard those records before?
No.
Never?
No, so I'm looking forward to hearing them.
God, I bet you can't wait to get
I
home.
want to get home and have a go and listen and hear what they're all on. Oh, it's brilliant. Thank you very much for that.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yes.
It really has, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good fun.
Thank you very much.
It's been really nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Lovely to see
darling.
you.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you very much. It's lovely. My heart's been beating. I've been so excited coming to collect it that it was wonderful. It was like winning a prize. It's something very special. And it brought me back to my childhood, seeing Grandad at his workshop doing his jobs. I hope he's up there, and I hope he's happy that I've seen this through. So I'm going to take it back to Yorkshire now and see what's on these records. So thank you very much.
With the antique military helmet now fully dismantled, Brenton's about to start work on fixing its broken chin strap.
So I've got all of the scales off of the right-hand side of the helmet. That's all I've got. I've now got to make copies of all of these pieces, so I better get some brass and get cutting. Each of these is individual. Each of these is a different size and different to each other. So it goes 2 curves, 3 curves, 2 curves, 3 curves. Just makes it look nice. My pieces that I made need a curve in them.
Once the chin strap scales are beaten and buffed to perfection, the next phase of the restoration needs Susie's expertise in leatherwork.
Hi, Suze.
Hiya.
Got the scales for the strap.
They're beautiful. They look like little fish, don't they?
They do. I think they push quite tight up. You might have to tinker a bit with the length.
Okay.
If you need a hand, give me a shout.
Brilliant, thank you. Lovely.
Although Brenton's laid out the scales in the correct sequence, Susie's realised the particular design of this strap will force her to reverse the order she usually works in.
This is absolutely a first for me. Chin straps I've done in the past, they're a consistent width all the way through. I can cut and prep the strap and then sew on the brass work. But because they decrease in size as they come down, the only way I'm figuring out how to do this is to kind of mount them onto the leather, not permanently, to start making my template. I'm literally going to have to mount each one because the next piece of brass that has to be mounted, the staples actually have to butt up to the brass that's previously been mounted. And there's no way of me doing that accurately without having the brass mounted. I really love this design. I just think it is making my life a little bit more difficult. I'm a little bit concerned that I might not be getting this right.
Brenton's next task in revitalising the helmet isn't quite such a head-scratcher.
There's very light rust and pitting on it. I'm just going to use a standard chrome polish, so it's just a matter of elbow grease and polishing away.
Having created precisely positioned holes for attaching the scales to the chin strap,
So just remove all of these, keeping the staples in place.
Susie can trim the leather to size and move to the next stage.
This piece of really fine leather will wrap over and cover the staples on this side. Now I can start mounting all the brass pieces. That went a lot better than I was expecting. Really, really pleased with how this has come out. It's rather lovely.
Now that Will's cut the cork stopper for the piggy bank, he's moved on to creating replacement trotters.
Perfect. One wafer-thin piggy pad.
while Kirsten's completing the restoration of Piggy's face.
I'm just going to try and get in some of this sort of uneven pink on Piggy's cheek. That's probably as much retouching as I need to do. This Piggy is back in business.
The Piggy of old was accidentally bashed years ago during a childhood escapade. Charlotte, who caused the damage to her mum Lizzie's treasured keepsake, hoped the repair shop could put things right. Now mother and daughter are back to see if Piggy will have a new lease of life.
I'm very excited about being reunited with the piggy bank. I never ever thought it would be whole again. When it was broken, it was quite upsetting at the time, but we got through it.
Hello. Hi, Charlotte.
Nice to see you again.
Hi, I'm Kirsten.
Hi, I'm Liz. Nice to meet you.
Liz. How lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, excited?
Yes, very. Looks so small.
So, how was the pig when you brought it in?
Very damaged, very broken, due to myself.
A hole in its cheek, didn't it? And
It did, yes,
cracks
and
all
cracks
over
all
it.
over it.
So, let me show you what I've been doing.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. It's gone.
There's no crock.
Oh, that's phenomenal. How on earth have you done that? I can't believe it because it was such a big hole there with cracks everywhere.
Yeah.
And then a huge big crack on the bottom. And look, it's got feet on the side.
I won't go anywhere now.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm in awe of your skill. It's fantastic.
I have to say, I did have a little bit of help from Will with the little pads and actually getting the cork to fit.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you. He's very cute, isn't he?
He's very, very cute. We've all thought that. Yeah.
It's kind of a bit of a symbol for me, for sort of like the end of one life and the beginning of another, because my gran gave it to me when I came back from India. It was a little bit difficult at first, coming home, but she sort of helped me through it, and my grandfather, my mum as well, you know, all amazing people. So it's very symbolic for me. It's very precious. It's not just a little piggy bank, it's a bit more than that for me. Because I never thought I would ever get it back, you know, to its original state.
No,
so thank you.
great. Oh, you're very welcome.
I appreciate that.
It's a bit like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
It's been a real pleasure.
Well,
thank you for bringing
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm absolutely delighted to have the piggy bank back. I can't believe the work that Kirsten has done. It's just gorgeous.
It was quite emotional seeing how much she actually affected Mum, because she's been reading over her mum's diaries and reading over her past and things she's forgotten. So it's been nice for it to sort of cause that ripple effect.
I think we might start saving up for a trip to India. What do you reckon? That might be the way to go.
Silversmith Brenton's working hard to get the antique military helmet back into shape. And leather expert Susie's making the finishing touches on the pigskin lining she's custom made.
The reason we have this leather cord going through is so that I can draw in these petals and it'll create this cap that will sit on the head rather than the metal of the helmet, which would be rather uncomfortable. Just tie a knot. That's the cap finished. I'm really rather happy with this.
When the helmet, found by D-Day veteran Edward Flanagan, was brought to the workshop, it bore the scars of its 100-year-plus history. Now, thanks to Brenton and Suzie, it would pass inspection with flying colours. Most importantly, it's ready to return to Edward's daughter Teresa and her partner Ron for safekeeping.
The helmet's been on my mind a lot. Sadly, my dad's got dementia, so he can't remember a lot. I can't wait to take it to him and show him, because I think it might jog his memory a little bit.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Brenton.
How are you?
OK, thank you.
This is Suzie.
Yeah, lovely
Hi,
to meet
Ron.
you. You OK?
How are we feeling?
Apprehensive and nervous.
Are you?
Remind me what the helmet was like when you brought it in.
It had seen better days. It was there was a lot of rust on it.
Showing its age, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Would you like to see what we've done to it then?
I can't wait. God, it's amazing. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. It really is.
It doesn't look the same. Nothing like
It's
it.
absolutely beautiful. It's the lining done as well. Oh, it's stunning. Look at chin strap. I just don't know what to say to you. I really don't. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
been an absolute pleasure. Susie's really helped me a lot on this, and together I think it's come out quite well.
As soon as we get home, we'll go straight to see my dad. That's my first protocol.
Aww.
He'll absolutely love it. We all will. We all will.
Good.
Thank you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm absolutely delighted. I never expected it to look like that. It's blown me away. I can't wait to show my dad, and I'm just so glad that it's back to how it should be.